Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. Coming up, we're going to take a look at a Tucson knife in my collection. I got 4 other things brand new we're going to take a look at. A little bit of Life Knife news, and then open mic night. We're going to talk, I'm going to talk a little bit about Blade Show, and we'll talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. Knives that are coming out now that we think are interesting, and everything like that. So we'll get to that in just a second. Let's do it. How's everybody doing? I just ran down here. We were entertaining a whole bunch of family. My wife's got some family in from out of town, and it was a sort of surprise 20 person entertainment gig. So just finished doing that. It was a lot of fun. Good thing I'm not drinking these days, or I'd be up there with them laughing right now. But I am here, and I am so ready to just download, just to open up and let it all out. Blade Show was really an awesome experience this year. It was so concentrated and focused in such a small amount of time for me. And I just felt like the whole time I was shaking people's hands and talking and laughing and just having a great time. Saw so many knives. Dave, good to see you here, sir. We got Dave, this old sword blade reviews with us. Man with a great collection. I was shocked at how remarkably untempted I was by things. Chris, good to see you here, Chris. We got Blade Ogre with us. And by untempted, I mean, now that I'm home, I'm like, why didn't I buy this thing that I've been wanting? Why didn't I look for this? And I swear to God, it's the old cliche, and it was true for me this year. It wasn't about the knives. It was about the people. I did get a couple of things, but not like I did last year. Michael Morgan, good to see you here, sir. Good evening, Dave. I have a hunch on your carry today, he says. Oh, I'm interested. I wonder what that hunch is. Never Enough Knives 007. Hola, junkies, he says. How's it going, 007? Good to have you here with us. Yeah, what a great, oh man, what a great time. And now that it's all over, now I'm strategizing for next year and how I'm going to do that. I also want to thank Jim publicly for putting together such an awesome show. I did a couple of interviews and sent them to him, and then we shot some wraparounds on Sunday morning, but he went right to work and got an entire show edited and up lickety split. So big thanks to Jim, super producer Jim. 9mm Mike, good to have you here, sir. As great as Bob is, how does he only have 7,000 subscribers? Thank you. We're almost up to 7,000. I appreciate that, Mike. You know what? It's not as great as I am, but I do talk to some really interesting people, so yeah, get the word out. Grim Reaper, good evening, guys. And by the way, 9mm, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. We had Grim Reaper, good to have you here. 9198 David, also good to have you here. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday Night Knives, he says. I just realized as I'm talking here, I haven't even gotten next week's giveaway knife, so I have to get on it. And I'm ordering it from Kerry Orifice over at Off Grid Knives, and I know he ships really quickly, so I know we'll have it. But I am getting a Red Dawn Edition Enforcer for the next lucky winner. Not the Enforcer XL. That is a cool knife, but it is a rare person who would pocket that. And I want whoever gets this to carry and use this knife because it's such a great knife, the smaller version of it. They're both great, but the Enforcer is really pocketable. Kevin Moore, good to have you here. If you don't follow Kevin on Instagram, the big guns, you have to check him out. His page is awesome. Kevin, looks like you're living the life, man. A wonderful evening to all junkies, he says. Never Enough 007 says, evening, sir. Well, right back at you. Evening to you. And you're like, yeah, but you already said evening. I'm saying evening back. Hey, Chris, what did Blade Ogre say there? And we have Ketmuck. Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Ketmuck, always a pleasure, sir. Oh man, Ketmuck Neshart, you would have loved. There were so many great outdoors knives at Blade Show. You know what? You know what else I need to do next year is actually spend more time looking at the historical weapons. There are so many. Just so many Randall knives to be had. There are so many production knives. Like, I generally tended not to look at production knives whilst there, because there's so many great custom makers, and I got one thing from a custom maker that's awesome, and I'll show that off in a minute. Byron Kennedy, hey, good to have you here, Byron. Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. From Jimmy Buffett concert in Arkansas to Thursday Night Knives. Get out of here. Grapefruit, juicy fruit. It's funny that you mentioned Jimmy Buffett. I am not, can't say I'm a big fan or that I know much of his music, but today Margaritaville came on. Where was I? I think I was in Wegmans. I think I was at the grocery store somewhere, and I found myself singing it out loud. Where the hell? I can see it in my mind's eye, and now I just have to remember through the thick haze that is my mind. Hey guys, Ezekiel and Jonathan here. Good evening, everyone. They say, well, good evening to you. You guys know that next week I'm giving away the Red Dawn Enforcer, the smaller one, and I can't wait to see who gets it. It would be poetic justice for you guys to get it, seeing as you love off-grid, though it would be nice to get it in the hands of someone who does not have the off-grid experience yet, and get them to see what I'm always blabbing about. Tim Simcoe, good to have you with us here, Tim. What's up, guys? Time to make the knife party out of number. Wait. Time to make the knife party outnumber the family party. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's hard to do with my wife's family. She's got a big family, and some people up from out of the country visiting, and it's always a blast. I lucked out. I married into a great family. Got born into a great family, married into a great family. Manny Z, que pasa, Bob and Jim? He says, Manny, how are you, sir? I hope you're having a great Thursday. Thursday is always the best. I love Thursday. You have the promise of the weekend before you, and but you don't have to deal with the amateurs. It's Thursday's the night. Dave says, so many knives, so little time and money. No kidding, sir. Speaking of which, I have a feeling you're going to get that Victor, aren't you? Never Enough Knives says, if you know Thursday Night Knives, you know. Exactly, sir. So what was I carrying today? I wanted something. I've been carrying a lot of my new James Moore. How's it going, sir? I just have to tell you, James, I had a very frustrating but interesting experience with David Lespect at Blade Show. I walked by his table. I hadn't seen him yet, but someone was rushing me over somewhere else to introduce me, so I couldn't pull away. And I walked by his table, and I saw the gorgeous knives as I walked by, and I was like, bookmarking it. I'm coming back here. Never got to do that, but I bumped into Tashi Barucha and him and a number of other French makers in an elevator. So I got to say in broken French, I like your knives to David Lespect, who just seemed like a really cool individual. So I thought of you immediately, because you're the only person I know who has one of his gorgeous masterpieces. So there you go. This month's Gentleman Junkie giveaway is next Thursday, June 16th. Become a patron so you're entered, says the lower third. Yeah, you just go to thenifejunkie.com/Patreon. So I've been carrying a lot of new and random knives recently because I've purchased a number of new and random knives. But today I wanted to go back to basics. I wanted to go back to a classic. And I kept thinking about this. Another knife that I wanted to get something. I've been thinking of getting another Microtech SOCOM. I'd love to get an older Elite. Why didn't I look for it in one of the many, many cases at Blade Show? I don't know, but I didn't. So today I just felt like carrying this. I love this thing. It is a classic. It is one of two knives for which I excuse the tip down only, and the other being this, the Spyderco Military. But guess what, people? We don't have to settle for that anymore, because they just came out with a new version of the Military after, I don't know, 20 years or so that this thing has been in publication, 20, maybe a little more. They came out with a new one, and these are the fixes. They're making this choil less rounded here and more like a PM2 choil. They're taking away the liner lock, giving it a compression lock, a cool move for such a big blade. And guess what? You have the option finally, after 20 years or more, 25 years of moving that clip around to different places, man. They finally mustered the technology. I met Caleb Townsend this past weekend. Good to see you here, sir. It was good to meet you at Blade, Bob. It was awesome to meet you too, Caleb. And finally put a face to a name and to feel the firmness of your grip, sir, in that handshake. I say that jokingly, but that was truly the coolest part, was meeting so many people that many people that I know just from here. Shane Gables, who you see in the comments here and everywhere else. Awesome dude. He's got his own channel. He and I ended up sitting down and talking for more than an hour in the pit. And what an interesting guy. What a great, genuine dude. And it just made me, I don't know, that whole weekend meeting people and really seeing how they actually are cool, not just in their videos, was awesome. All right. Microtech SOCOM. You know what? I did a lot of stabbing with this today just because it's so pointy and I just wanted to test it a lot. And so I found myself thrusting it through a Triscuit box that was in the wrong recycling bin. Yes. And then the recycling bin itself, we have these big cardboard ones at work and I test knives out on them. No one notices, the stab marks in them. I turn them to the wall, but this thing goes in really easily with that extreme point and that swedge. I'm a lover of the Tanto, the American Tanto blade, and this one is one of the most beautiful in my estimation. So I carried this today and stabbed some cardboard, important stuff. Next, I carried the Jack Wolf Knives Little Bro. Here is the case that came with it. It is starting to become individualized to the knife. That's a great thing about these Jack Wolf knives, is that each one comes with its own pocket slip. And so the pocket slip takes on the shape of the exact knife. Whereas, I have two pocket slips that I put all my other slip joints in. So it just has a general bump or welt there that the knife fits into. But these will take on their own exact shape. So this is the Little Bro. Here, I'll do this in front of the mic so you hear. Great walk and talk. I think there might be a few of these left at dealers. You can go to the Jack Wolf. You can go to the website, but I think you have a better tally of what's left if you follow him on IG. He'll kind of show which dealers still have stock and like that. So this is a great knife. I use this tonight to open some food packaging. It's so ridiculously sharp at the edge. I mean, it's just very, it's almost comically thin. And who doesn't like that for a nice thin slip joint? So yeah, carried that. And then thirdly, I carried one of my new knives. I guess I'll just show it to you now and spare you during the state of the collection. But this is the Fred Perrin Max Knives. What do you call it? Mid-tech, meaning Max Knives here. First of all, good sheath. This is a Fred Perrin design. Max Knives made the blade. Fred Perrin put the scales on and put a little scalloping. He is a very interesting guy. I saw him from across the crowded room this year. I was speaking with someone and again, couldn't just like run away from them, but I saw Fred Perrin, this big, tall dude with a cool hat and beads around his neck, loping through the crowd. And I was like, oh man, I got to catch up to him. And I didn't. It's very easy to lose someone in a crowd there. And but later I found his table and talked to him for a little while, and he's got it in his in his blood, the whole kind of fighting self-defense thing. He had all these little crazy little implements, spikes, and he had these cool little spikes that you can tie into your boot laces, so when you kick, you're kicking with spikes. Or alternatively, you can put them in your hands and secure them in your hand with a rubber band and use them to grapple and grab and slap, just commando stuff. So this is like many of his designs, most of his designs features that large, not semicircular finger choil. It is oblong, as you can see. And I think I've finally figured out why that is. It's because when your finger finds the flat of the back part of this finger choil, it sets the blade at such an angle off of your knuckles that as you swipe something, you're really maximizing that cutting edge because of that angle that it comes off. It almost gives it the effect of a recurve, um, but it's a simple little clip point Bowie. Anyway, I love it. I love it, and I love the moments I spent with Fred Perrin talking about the different ways you can maim someone. It was pretty cool. If I had my street Bowie with me, I would have had him sign the sheath or something like that. But I didn't, thank God, so he didn't have to experience my goofiness. So there you go. That's what I was carrying today. The Microtech SOCOM Elite, the Little Bro by Jack Wolf Knives, and this Fred Perrin mid-tech neck knife. Awesome little thing. What were you guys carrying today? Let me know. And if you're watching this on replay, drop it in the comments below, or you can also call the listener line 724-466-4487 and leave a message. Kevin says, I'm really hoping to make Blade Show 2023 in Dallas and Hotlanta next year. That'd be awesome, Kevin. I'd love to meet you, man, and hang out and swap knife stories. The Shredder guys say we had to buy our own Red Dawn Enforcer a couple of weeks ago. Love that thing. It's hard to tell what I like better, the Enforcer or the just audacity of the XL. It's so big, just gnarly. Hey, KC, I met KC in person. That was so awesome to meet you, man, and to get the why does the name of your new knife escape me in this moment? I think I have some idea, but that was cool to meet you in person. Was awesome, but also to get your new knife in hand was awesome. It is sweet. Grim Reaper, put it in the comments. Just remind me. I was just looking at it on Instagram moments ago, and now it's escaping me. Grim Reaper says Fred Perrin knife looks really nice. Thanks, Grim. It's so thin. It's so thin. It comes to a nice thin edge. Smash that like button. That's right, says Michael Morgan. Or I said that's right, but thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Superb carry, Bob, says Michael. Well, I thank you, sir. Right back at you, I'm sure. Let me know what you were carrying, Michael. Making conversations with Bob. That's right. That was fun. Dave says, today's carry, 1 day rotation of Best Tech Fairchild. That's that new giant kombu design. That's a cool knife. Maxace Corvus 3. I'm not sure which one that is, but I just love me the Maxace. I have this one out tonight just for large knife fondling. In M390 in Thai zirconium. Okay, I know which one the Corvus is. That's a double peaked Bowie, I think, and that's a beautiful knife. And the new Sencut Waxahachie fixed blade. Yes, that Waxahachie fixed blade reminds me of the clip point profile of the button lock, the proponent. What was the very first button lock that Civivi came out with? The proponent, it reminds me of that. I love the way it looks. I carried my Zahn today on the Edge 72. Good to have you here, sir. I carried my Zahn today, my Zahn, and cut the crap out of my middle finger while making dinner. Damn, man. Were you using the Zahn? Not to pry, or was that? Are those two totally separate thoughts? I carried my Zahn yesterday. Bob, I actually hate you. He laughs out loud. Not really, but I've been sitting here trying to flip the pinion the way you did, and I can't do it. Really? Oh, okay. So the pinion. Sorry, that's what it is. Like rack and so KC, we're standing around at Blade Show, and he shows me the pinion, his new design, which is beautiful. And I flip it the regular way, kind of the middle finger flick, because there's a nice vent on the blade. I middle finger flick it, and then I look at it. I'm like, oh, there's the tang. and it's an incidental front flipper. I don't, it was unintentional, but there's a little bit of tang that protrudes across the front, kind of like an Emerson might. And I just, front flipped it. And he's like, "What?" And someone else, who was that, Casey? Someone else was there, and like, "Yeah, I did that too." So I think it's just you, Casey. It's not me, it's you. No, I'm just kidding. But it is doable, and I think that's a great bonus. I love that about Emerson's. He never intended the front flipper, but they all have that little nub that goes past, and since they have jimping, it's easy to grab. Caleb says, "Today I carried my custom Beg Bodega with zirconium inlays, HEA design elixir, and custom Swiss Army knife. Very nice." It's funny. I was sitting at a bar eating lunch before I left Atlanta, and there was a guy with two friends, and I struck up a conversation with them because they were looking at a little bro they just got, and oohing and eyeing, and I was like, "Oh, I know that guy." I took a picture of him and everything, and wait, why did I bring this up? Why did I bring? It'll come to me, and then I'll bring it back up. What the hell was I gonna say? Well, sorry about that. Blame Dexter. How's it going, sir? What's popping? I think the eye glow on Blame Dexter's thing got me going. I'm carrying my new 80 20.5 tie in 3V. All right, so I'm going to show this off then. I have in my hot little hands the very same thing. This is a Knife Center exclusive. Beautiful. This is not mine. This is Jock's. Jock's knife. He comes on the show sometimes. He bought this, had it sent to me so I could check it out, and then I'm going to send it to him. But what a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so I really like these blasted titanium scales. They are something. They're so beautiful, and they feel really good in hand. And this has the big pivot that you see on the 80/20. Here, I'll show this with a regular 80 20.5. And so you can see the top, the regular 80 20.5, that is mine, has the regular small pivot, but then it has a mock large pivot with that Demco kind of embossed in the plastic, whereas this just has the giant pivot, or the big pivot. So that means that the aftermarket scales that you can get for the Demco regular aren't going to fit this because of the size of the diameter of the pivot. But I can't imagine Jock is going to want to get any different scales on this. This has the 3V blade. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It has such a nice feel within the titanium handle, just like nice weight, and the action. I believe it improves the action, having a little bit more weight there in the handle. So yeah, I think it's awesome you're carrying your 3V. I'm really psyched that he sent this my way to check out before receiving it himself. I'm psyched to have that. Thank you, Jock. 9198 David says, carried my Grimsmo Norseman Chavez Liberation Street Tonto and Hogue Deca in Magna Cut today. Very nice carry, man. Ooh, that is nice. I do like the Chavez. Shane, how's it going, sir? Carried my Sabenza today. You didn't get to see that one, Bob. Shane, since you're here and I know you're here, I just want to reiterate what an awesome time I had hanging out with you. What a good time. You're a good man. It was a real pleasure for sure. Tim Simcoe says Tonto PM2 with some SWE new Flytanium G10 scales. I think that's sweet, probably. Flytanium G10 scales. That sounds awesome, Tim. I saw a vendor there who did a bunch of like really colorful, I think they were 3D printed PM2 scales. Lots of cool options for that knife. See, that's a cool thing about knives that stay in production for such a long time, like the PM2. You can just kind of indefinitely move parts in and out as people work to customize them. Ketmuk says, today I carried my Adventurecraft. I don't know what that is, actually. A Griptilian Buck Budgie. That's a cool little knife. I think that's an S35. I think that's the first time Buck used S35 was that little budgie. the Eldris and the LT Wright Knives Revere that came in the mail today. Really? That's interesting that you have a Revere. I bought a Revere. Actually, I'll show it right now. Why not? This is the knife that I got by Mastersmith Josh Fisher and 1558 Knife Company. And this is his model called the Revere. And boy, oh boy, is it beautiful. So this guy, Josh Fisher, is a mastersmith, and his young preteen daughter just passed her journeyman smith test this past blade show, which is extremely impressive. But this knife is really, really nice. This is 52-100 steel. It's got a flat grind, wickedly sharp, beautiful recurve. I mean, this is exactly right up my alley. And then a very nice micarta handle. And cool thing about this guy, Josh Fisher, I mean, this is kind of one of his, he mass produces, at least in his way, in his facility, mass produces knives for hunting like this. And there's another little EDC that's like a recurve Tonto that almost looks Mall Ninja, but it is just an extremely useful shape. And several other designs that are kind of ready to go. And then he does these exquisite hand forged, masterpieces for people who want to spend the time and money. So it was really nice meeting him. Very nice guy. And everyone that I showed this to afterward, first of all, just thought it was beautiful. And second of all, many of them, especially if they were forging knife makers, had heard of Josh Fisher, and were impressed by his work. So I brought this one out because of what it's called. It's called the Revere. I don't know what the LT Wright Revere is. And this is something I've wondered about, actually. The naming of knives. I know that Anthony Marfione has put cease and desist on people for naming things similar names or the same name. But can you name something the same? I don't know. It's an interesting question. So that Revere and your Revere, I'm sure they're both awesome. Blade Ogre says, carrying the Protec Bren 3, the Spartan Palace, the Sog Seal XR Bowie. That's a nice one. The Hogue Emperor Scorpion EX04, the Muela Bison. You have a Muela. I used to drool over those. I can't remember what catalog used to come to the house when I was a kid, but those are from Spain. The White River Knucklehead 2 neck knife. Ooh, that sounds cool. And the Case Copper Lock. Always wanted a copper lock. And the GM Ace Grand. Damn, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, man. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I've been carrying a lot, not on my person, but bringing a lot of knives around with me and just trying them out, just to have around to fidget with. Michael Morgan says, murdered out Yo Jimbo, probably, or Yo Jumbo, perhaps the one in your avatar. Murdered out Yo Jumbo with titanium clip and CME with a Brother Warncliffe in white bone and VG10. CME. Why? I know what a CME is, but why do I not know right at this second? CME. Someone help me. KC says, had the blue pinion, the flat earth Deca, and the Slender Man. That Slender Man is pretty slick too. That's I was just looking at your you were at some beautiful natural spot today, a stream out in the woods, and you laid down your knives, and I thought that automatic was really nice with the Warncliffe blade. It's nice to see automatics with Warncliffe blades out the fronts. Never Enough Knives 007 says, today's pocket fun toys included the Sativian ST104. Very nice. The Off-Grid Cayman XL. Yes, the Cold Steel Kudu. I have mixed emotions about that knife. And the Swiss Army Knife Tinker. Very, very nice carry. I pulled out my Off-Grid XL Cayman just for fun. The kudu, I think, is a cool knife, and I love the type. But the one that I had broke the very first time I tried using it. The whole that pressed piece of pot metal on the back that acts as the lock just snapped when I pulled it back. Grim Reaper said Bradford Guardian 3. I like Bradford knives, especially the 3-inch ones, and the Milwaukee Fastback Box Cutter EDC today. Very nice. That's a good work combo right there. Sinister Knife, good to see you, man. I also had a very nice time with Sinister Knife the first night. It was great to meet you, man. Baby Shark, is that the one you're working? Oh, you must be talking about a 2.0. So Sinister Knife has been doing some really cool aftermarket Demco, what do you call it, customization, doing some really cool regrinding. He showed me an 80/20 that he reground into a fierce clip point with a sweet fuller in it. Really nice work, and he's working on an awesome looking fixed blade that he intends to turn into a folder. So keep your eyes on Sinister Knife. He's got some cool stuff happening. Dave says, you were thinking of the Civivi Cogent. Thank you. Thank you. The Civivi Cogent blade being the same profile as the Wakahachi. And I love the profile. I love that knife. I think the Waxahachie looks really sweet. How do you like that sheath, Dave? Is it too broad? Sometimes it's hard to tell from pictures. Sometimes pancake sheaths tend to go wide. Professor EDC, good to see you here, sir. If you want good philosophical knife conversations with great eye candy in 2 languages, 2 different videos, check out Professor EDC. I mean, check him out anyway. He's got an awesome channel. Good to have you here, sir. Bob, Jim, fellow knife junkies. Hope you're all doing great, enjoying this very tasteful show. Oh, tasteful, are we? I love to hear it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Tasteful. Everyone's going to go running for the hills once they hear that. This old sword says Max Ace Corvus 3 is a 4.3-inch. I love that. I love that they have the cojones to go over 4 inches. It's not like under slightly, it's over. Drop point with zirconium scale overlays. Very nice. That sounds lovely. Some of, like, for certain knives, those kind of real embellishments I like. KC, you made an unintended front flipper. It's true. It's true. He got more methods for deployment than he was banking on. On the Edge 72 says, it was the Zahn that cut me. I was using it to open a package of bacon. Damn, I put a scary sharp edge on it and it went through the bacon package a little too easily. Oh, man. Yeah, that's too bad. Next time, make sure it's dull. Apex Grind says, first of all, hello, Apex Grind. Good to have you with us. He had a Native 5, a Demco 80 20.5, and a Civivi Necker. I saw that little Civivi Necker that looks like a little lapel dagger. I love that thing. I saw that this past week. Casey Lynch made deep carry clips for them. Oh, nice. Very nice. He's a talented individual for sure. Dwayne Letterman, good to have you here, Mr. Letterman. Evening, everyone, he says. Well, evening to you, sir. Let me show you something else I got recently. This is kind of a late to the party thing. Shane says, highlight of Blade Show was my long conversation with Bob. Hey, man, right back at you. That was good. That was a good time. Professor EDC said, carry my shaman and a gorgeous Jack Wolf little bro. Very nice. I just got this, and this is awesome. And I think you all need to check out this new company called Civivi. They have this great knife called the Praxis. Yeah, that's me. Always late to the party. But this thing, yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it recently as, like, now that Civivi has so many models out and has really, expanded their product line, people have been mentioning some of their very first knives, and a lot of people are talking about the Praxis. So I just thought, man, I should just buy it. It's inexpensive. It's got a blade profile that I love. It's evocative to me of a barong, which is a sword I really love. And then I saw that they had this one with the wooden handle, which is just, it goes great with the black and the whole sword theme in my mind. And It feels good, and it's just different. I didn't want to get G10, and I could not find a micarta version. So when I saw wood, I was like, that is it. Been carrying this quite a bit, just around the house and as a secondary at work. And it is really a good, sharp cutter. It's got a very thin blade stock, and look at that broad blade. And man, I really dig it. Anyone have this knife? I realize it's pretty old, and but I love this thing. Anyone else loving the Praxis, or is this just so old that I need to get up to date? Let me know. I think it's pretty sweet, and I'm very happy with the purchase. I also just impulse bought a XL Voyager with the drop point. I've been wanting that for a long time, and again, that blade looks a lot like this. Has that nice leaf-shaped curve with a nice center line point, but a lot of belly for cutting and slashing and such. So anyone love the Praxis as I do? Manny Z says the Shark Lock is a little hard to pull for me. Manny, which one do you have? Do you have the you have this one, right? Yeah. I did notice that the spring on this one, on the what do you call it, Knife Center exclusive, is a little stouter than the spring on my original. This is a first run, and I don't know if it's because I've had this one a long time and have had a chance to break it in and fidget with it. Jonathan and Ezekiel say carrying the off-grid Ridgeback and the Topps Silent Hero today. God, I love the Silent Hero. Are you carrying the original or the new 4-inch, the small Silent Hero? That's a cool one too. I love the profile of that. And actually, that Silent Hero has a similar blade profile to this knife and to the drop point XL Voyager that I was just talking about. Similar universe, anyway. Apex Grind says Crucarda PM2, little native lightweight, and the Civivi Kiradashi. Oh, that's cool. That's the little one, the little folder, right? I love a Kiradashi blade, but it's neat to see it updated and modernized. I just said neat. Ket McNeshart said the LT Wright Revere looks fairly similar to that Revere, maybe a little smaller, he says. Huh. Maybe it's a type. Oh, so refreshing. Michael says Devo Stout Sog Stout. So you were carrying a Devo Stout today? That's awesome. I just received, and it's actually upstairs because I'm not showing it here tonight. I'm going to show it in a video that I make this weekend. But I have a new prototype from Devo that just came in today from Colin and Maison Pierre, and it is awesome. It's really cool. They had them at Blade Show, and they had this new knife done by two different OEMs, and I can't remember. I'm going to have to ask him which OEM made this. I think I remember, but I'll have to get corroboration. Byron says carried the Cold Steel Recon 1, very nice, and the OGK Enforcer, the OGK off-grid knives. Oh boy, Enforcer XL Red Dawn. Yep, I'm rare. That's sweet, man. That's nice carry. Apparently, there is no trademark on Warrior. There's a dozen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think there are a couple of Assassins too, to include that little innocent-looking EDC coming in at 3 inches from Kaiser recently. Seems logical. Good to have you here, sir. There are some knives that share the same name. Bestech has the Penguin, so does QSP. All right, cool. So because I have a knife design that I have named, and it's the same as one that's actually on this very show, and it's not Revere. But I'll let you know when I come across it. And I was like, I wonder if I can do that. Well, not that it's an issue because I don't have a knife company, but Mike Flamian says, Borka Stitch. Okay, Mike, I saw a guy with a whole cabinet full of Borkas. It was so nice. He had, I don't know if you've ever seen, I don't remember the name of the folder, but it's not the stitch. It's one that looks kind of Japanese. It has a sort of a neutral handle and often has a sort of compound ground Tonto like blade. But he had one recently, like a fuck you edition, where he wrote it on there. Excuse the French. Uh, uh, to those who are underage, but he very blatantly wrote that message on the blade, and I saw one of those. I know that those go for an awful lot. I saw one of those at Blade in someone's cabinet. This person had so many Borkas, I couldn't believe it. That was like an entire college tuition in one case. So Mike Flamian had the Borka stitch, a Randall 16, very nice. Is that the, oh yeah, the Special Fighter. Yeah, that's the way to go. The 16 otherwise is a dive knife, and it's more of a spear point with a sawback, I believe. But this one is the Special Fighter. That's with the number 1 blade, and Spyderco neck knife. That's the Arc, I think. The Victorinox Cadet on keys, and that's typical carry for Mr. Flamian. Always. Ah, baby. Have a good night. That was Mrs. Knife Junkie. Give him a big old smooch. Have a good night, baby doll. Oh, all right. Ketmuk says compression made easy. What does that mean? Shane says compression made easy. Oh, yes. CME, right, by OCD for EDC. Another interesting guy that I didn't get to talk to, but I saw him talking to someone, and I was like, I need to talk to this guy. That is a cool compression made easy. That is a cool innovation. Sinister Knife says RSK fix blade. CME is the impression made easy. Compression made easy by OCD. Thank you. Made my Kapara lefty friendly. Oh, very nice. RSK fix blade. RSK fix blade. Ritter survival knife. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Susan says, entirely too kind, Bob. Thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. Well, sir, right back at you. And you did a recent spread of your Demco mods sitting on like a table or a couch or something. That was awesome. FEMA Camp Etiquette for Dummies. I love your name, by the way. Welcome. I love the taste of my Carta in the morning, as do I, especially if I've been lacing it with olive oil, trying to make it look old. Jim, you need to join Bob next year. We need to meet the man behind the scenes. Bob spoke very highly of you, says Shane. And I agree. I think it'd be awesome if Jim comes next year or sometime in the future, and we just cruise around and just soak up the knifage. I don't know, it might be too much knifage for Jim, but something tells me that he's a budding and closet junkie. That I think blue-handled knives are his thing. Mark Ridgewell, good to have you here, sir. What's up, fellas? He says. Well, what's up to you or at you? What's up? What's up for you, sir? Darth Vapor, good to see you, Darth. Hey, Bob, he says. Well, hello, sir. Shane says, Bob, did you visit Dark Timber Customs? No, his wife was on Naked and Afraid. No, I haven't. But I think I know who that is. Heather, I follow her on Instagram, and Dark Timber knives are so cool. They are cool. Right up my big chopper alley. Especially, I love the handles on those. They do a lot of those kind of horse hoof pommels that I like. Michael Morgan says, I still think that's the best Civivi. Which one was it now? Now I don't remember which one. Are you talking about the Waxa? Oh, well, I don't remember which one you're talking about. Sorry, man. Kevin Moore says left pocket was Finch Cimarron. What a great slender knife. What's the color combo that you have, Kevin? I'm curious. 4 great color combos on that knife. The Spyderco and the Spyderco Roadie. Oh, I'd love to know the color of that too. Right pocket was the Spyderco PM3 in brass. Patina. Very nice. And the wallet with red Alox Victorinox Cadet, red Olight torch, and brass space pen. Very nice with the brass. I love my space pens. I have 2 of them. They both have black coating on them. Caleb said, Just started working on the Cadet Pioneer size scales for Swiss Army knives today. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I love the, I can't wait to see what you do. And remember, when you do it or when you finish one, come on the show. You've come on the show before. I know you know how to do it, and show off your work so people can see what you're doing. And maybe you can get connected with people who want those, like me. And I'm sure there are plenty of others. Hey, seems logical. Good to have you here. The Civivi Praxis is still their best model. The Backlash is a close second. I was trying to remember the name of the Backlash. I always thought that was a cool looking one too. Kind of a clip point. I think it was hollow ground. Others are good, but nothing has topped the Praxis yet. Their G10 is grippy. I really like it. Yeah, if I were to get this in G10, where did I put this? If I were to get this in G10, I think I'd go black blade with natural G10. But what I would really prefer if I didn't have the wood, I think the wood is my top choice. But if I didn't have the wood, I'd want the old micarta, which I couldn't find. Lonely Stacker, good to have you here. Lonely Stacker 777 has just arrived, he says with a smile. Well, it's good to have you here, sir. What are you carrying today? Jonathan Ezekiel say, just because it's not new doesn't mean it's not cool. Love the Praxis. I'm with you on that. That was kind of the theme of the day. I was like, I've had a lot of new knives recently, but I kind of feel like back to basics. Not that this is basic. This is a luxury item, if ever there was one. But I've had it for a long time. So back to the basics in that sense. Never Enough Knives 007 says, giving my latest katana purchase a little polishing with flits while enjoying Thursday night knives. I like the cut of your jib, sir, that you're talking about your latest katana purchase. That is nice. So I'd love to know about your sword collection. That sounds awesome. Sinister Knife says, Bob, did you get to handle the Rimmer Squirrel at the Jackwolf table? No, I did not. I didn't see it, and now I don't know exactly what it is. But is that Ryan Rimmer? Is that what that is, or explain? Lonely Stacker 777 says, still really obsessed about getting a Sheepdog XL or Mini, but can't justify the price since I still work at the grocery store, even though I just graduated. Just got my diploma framed today. Lonely Stacker, congratulations, man. That is a hell of an accomplishment. We are all proud of you, and keep going. And that doesn't mean keep going to school if that's not your thing, but keep learning always and keep plugging ahead. And man, you be proud of that diploma. It's an accomplishment. So congratulations on that, good sir. 9198 David says, am I the only one that didn't go to Blade Show? No, you're not. A lot of people didn't go to Blade Show. I noticed a lot of people posting on Instagram that they weren't going, and no, plenty of people didn't. So worry not. There's like 3 or 4 of you, and no, I'm just kidding. But next year, that'd be cool. If you did, I'd love to meet you. James Moore says, Bob and Jim, I've got my Richard Rogers Persian with me. Oof. Bob, did you see Richard at the show? I did not. A friend of mine was very excited to get a pup from him. I did not. So I arrived late Friday night. I went on Saturday and had one day in the big room and was 9 hours without, I didn't leave that room for 9 hours. I went to the bathroom once. I brought in an apple and a protein bar and a thing of water, and I didn't leave. I just was talking to people. And there are so many people I met, and then so many people that I didn't find or meet. I did not do the right thing with the map this year. I was a little more organized last year, but this year I met a lot more people and just had a more just a great experience. JN, what's up, man? Howdy, y'all. Bob and Jim. You did say y'all. You said, what up, y'all? Howdy, Bob and Jim. I just kind of good to have you here, JN. Gotta head out early, off to Canada for a week. Long fishing trip. Man, Ketmuk, living the life. Researching what filet walleye is better. My 20-year-old Martini Classic or my newish Benchmade Meat Crafter. Oh, Ketmuk, have an awesome trip. Be safe. watch out for the wood knocks and the stone clacks, and have an awesome time. Eat those good fish, reconnect with Mother Nature, and be safe out there. See you when you're back. Michael Morgan says Jim and his jacket lined with ice picks. Yeah, want an ice pick? I like that. Jim is famous in the community without trying. That's awesome. Jim is Charlie's Angels. It's been a while since you've seen Jim on the show, so it's almost like he's that mysterious man that some people question whether he exists. Well, obviously he does, because you don't see me going like switching. Weston Probst, good to have you here, Mr. Probst. Dark Timber is one of my grail knives. Which one? I like the 1911. I always thought that was cool, though I wouldn't mind a larger bladed version of that knife. Dark Timber brought 55 knives and sold out in 5 minutes. Oh, manaja. Oh, that is, I that must have been on Friday. That must be why I didn't. Well, that's probably not why I didn't see him. But Lonely Stacker, what are you doing, sir? Advice for a newly graduated OSHA officer. I need to be kind and not intimidating. I don't want to be feared, but just heard, and want to be asked back. Advice for newly graduated OSHA officer. I need to be kind and not intimidating. I don't want to be feared, but just heard, and I want to be asked back. Well, I mean, I think the very first thing is always being forthright and honest. Lonely Stacker, first of all, thank you for that, and I'm going to pull this aside to salute you with. I would say be forthright and honest, first and foremost. You don't have to try and be everybody's friend, but it's nice to be polite. That costs you nothing. And it helps put everyone at ease. And, a smile or a joke now and again won't hurt. But I'd say be honest and do your job well, and build a reputation for being honest. And that's the best advice I could give is, cultivate your reputation, because ultimately that's all you got, Man, Lonely Stacker, here's to you, sir. Thank you so much for that super chat. And in my line of work, we don't say good luck. We say break a leg. But you're not in my line of work, so I'll say good luck with this. I know you're going to crush it. You're going to do a great job. Here's the thing. Whenever you're brand new at something, you think you're the only one who doesn't know anything around you. But then as you become more acquainted with the job, you start to realize all those people that you thought knew everything, they don't either. So everyone's kind of cobbling things together as they go, and the people who've been there longer, you can benefit from just through being around them. So anyway, Lonely Stacker, congratulations, and here's to you, sir. Thank you. Oh, by the way, this is a V44 Bowie, and this is the kind of handle I was talking about that I like so much. This is called a Moran handle, but I call it a horse hoof sometimes. But this thing is so awesome. You could just lop many things off with this if you needed to. Okay. Mike Flamian says, I have a Civivi Praxis that I love, but was too embarrassed to tell anyone. Oh, the black with the gold liners. Yeah, that whole gold liners thing was what put me off of Civivi in the beginning. But Mike, that's funny. Hey, man, everyone's got to be able to, show up at the party with someone that they're embarrassed by. No, I'm just kidding. Hag 90, good to have you here, Hag. Shoot, I'm late. What did I miss? The Knife Junkie, good evening from California. Good evening, sir, from outside DC. Good to hear from you, Hag. California. You didn't miss much, just a lot of gabbing. It's open mic night, so we're just kind of talking about anything. I got a CRKT Rip Snort. That's the greatest name ever. The Gerber Skeleton Sheep's Foot and Gonzo Firebird Cleaver. What an odd carry, sir. I'm just thinking of the name Rip Snort, and you've got 2 cleavers. You've got like 3 sheep's foot cleavery kind of things going on today, Kevin. Is this a theme? Was this on purpose? Ryan Morris, OCD for EDC, had 2 of them at Ben's table. Ooh, no. I did not see those. I don't even know what they are. See, this is the thing. I count on people like you to tell me that to tell me what I need to pay attention to. Dark Hitman 308. Good to have you here, Dark Hitman. Never thought I'd say that before. Good to have you here, Dark Hitman. Recommendations for anyone who can sharpen Emerson's. I sharpen like Helen Keller. That's funny. I mean, I always, for me, I like Jared Neve. He's awesome. You also might check out Mike Emler. I've had both of those guys sharpen knives for me, and they both do an awesome job. And they're both freehand. They both use stones, but they both have have different techniques. And I would check both of those out. As a matter of fact, let's see. I had Jared Neve has sharpened. He sharpened my Emerson sax for me, and it was already kind of sharp, and he turned it into an absolute chisel ground razor blade. It was awesome. But no doubt Emler could do that for you. There's also the Apostle P. I've never had him sharpen anything of mine, but yeah, I think those are 3 good suggestions. And it's 154 cm, so it's not a horrible steel to sharpen. So I don't think it should cost you that much. Caleb Townsend said, did you get to see the Todd Begg Production Citadel prototype? Yes, I did, at his booth. It's one of the most impressive production folders I've ever held. Yeah, beautiful. It's a double peak Bowie. I was actually talked to him about that and about his line of knives, and I'm going to have him on the show, or at least he said in person he'd come on the show. Whether people respond to invites or not is a different question, but I talked to him about his line, his War Junkie line, and then also that Citadel, and he was inspired by the Mac V SOG and did a lot of the same kind of stuff that those units did when he was in the armed services. So that knife has always had a special place in his heart. But that's the double peak on the Bowie. But the handle itself looks a lot like, reminds me of a Bodega a little bit. Really cool knife. Beautiful knife. Monday, my petrified fish scholar in olive wood scales came in. Magnificent, he says. That sounds really nice. I do like the olive wood. That sort of blonde wood is nice. Dude Helen's specialty was the chisel. Who, dude? I'm not sure I get you. Chris McNair. Evening, Bob and Jim. Hey, Chris. Good to see you here, sir. I got you're like, yeah, forevermore, you are tied to this knife. I've been loving it and carrying it a lot. Happy Thursday night, knives junkies, says Chris. Sinister, let me clarify for me. I'm a little foggy at this hour. Chunky Cut, good to have you here, Chunky. Hey y'all, can't stick around after getting a Microtech stitch. Love that knife. 80 20.5 Tie 3V Protec SNG Jade S45VN and ordering a few Winter Bladeco factors. Holy crap, I can no longer afford to even pay attention. That's a good line. I like that. Man, what a burden. What a burden. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, unburden you, let me know. Happy Haptics EDC. Good to see you here, sir. What's up, y'all? Just turning in. Missed you, Bob. Well, I missed you too. Turning in. Oh, tuning in. Good. I was like, turning in. Well, it's good to have you here. Thanks for coming. James said, Bob, did you get to check out any Shiros? No, I did not. I did get a chance to check out. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't. But I did get a chance to check out the Koenig Arius that was being auctioned for insane amounts of money. It was luscious. Those rumor, is it okay? Am I saying it right? Is it rumor? Armor? It's armor. It's got to be armor. Those armor knives were next level. Best thing I handled at Blade Show. Oh God! And here I am, not knowing what they are. Damn. Okay, well, seems logical. Says Lacy Lace is also offering to Sharon bother people's knives. What? What? I don't get it. And Kyle Noseworthy is a knife sharpener. Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. That's not to me. That's you're answering sharpening question. Sorry about that. Hag90 says the Knife Junkie SNG. Oh, PD1 DC4. Nice way to spend some time. The Knife Junkie SNG PD1 DC4. Nice way to Hag. It's a pleasure, man. All the way from California. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Dark Hitman says, thank you for the help. Just getting into knives and enjoying using them at work. Knife can dull when you're killing cardboard. Yeah, no kidding. And then that's where you start going down the steel rabbit hole. Finding out which are pronounced armor. Okay, I kind of figured after seeing it like 14 times. Yeah, it's probably armor. But now you'll probably start getting into different steels and what holds an edge longer going through cardboard and different geometries and such. There's a whole new world for you, sir. Ior, good to have you here, Ior. Hello, guys. Have a case trapper in blue bone in pocket. Case trapper. I mean, I know a lot of people dish on case, but what could be more classic than just having a case trapper in your pocket? You got the spay blade, you got the clip point, and then the blue bone is no doubt beautiful because that's what case does best. Their bone dyeing and handle covers. And then, of course, their CV models are awesome. They have a couple of lines that use chrome vanadium steel. That's their 1095-ish kind of steel. They have the yellow Del Rin. They have some honey jig bone, a couple of others. And I swear, if you always kind of have bristled at Case's quality, try their CVs. I swear they spend extra effort and time, I think, on their chrome vanadium lines. I think they always seem very, very nice to me. Chunky Cut says, Bob, so what all auto out the fronts do you plan on acquiring in the near future? I believe your state just went legal or will soon. Yeah, it will on July 1st. And actually, that was something I was so I did one of those things where I didn't strike while the iron was hot, pun unintended, because I was on my first day on Saturday. I went by the Heretic booth and I was talking to someone there. And then the guy was like, oh, we got special on the Blade Show version of the whatever they're calling their out the front. And I walked away and then I came back and I should get that because it's about to go legal. And no. So I do have some, no meaning no, it was gone. I do have 3 Protex and I have 2 out the front Microtex. So all day long, I already have 5 autos. Now, what do I want to get next? I've always wanted an Ultratech, just a plain Ultratech Tonto. I love the way those look, and they seem to have really great blades. I would love to get what was that? Oh, the Slender Man, I think, with the Warncliffe. I'd like to get an out the front Warncliffe of some sort. Of course, someday I'd love to have a Hawk. I tried the Hawk Deadlock. Finally got one of those in hand this past weekend. And whoa, different, totally different level. Just a different sort of thing. That was a great knife. And you could just feel it. And it's true. There is no blade play. And but so out the front, well, I don't know. Any suggestions? I'd love to get a Stitch. I've always liked the Stitch. I'd love to get the Terzuola Protec, the new Terzuola Protec. There were a couple of dressed up versions there at Blade Show that were stunning. Hawk Deadlock makes all the out the fronts feel like soda cans. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I don't like a soda can every once in a while, just for the cheapness, just for the lameness of it. Shiro doesn't hold a candle to armor, in my opinion. Oh man, what did I miss, Shane? What did I miss? All right, next year I'm gonna have to take a different approach to make sure that I hit all of the right spots. I don't know. Maybe I'll hire guides to take me through, different people, different mavens to take me through Blade Show. That'd be actually kind of fun. Take me to your 5 top places or makers or manufacturers and see where different people take you. That'd be a lot of fun. You can pre-order an armor as you like it. Huh. Well, maybe I'll go find out what it is. And is it exquisitely expensive? Dark Hitman says, tips on going to Blade Show. Looks like I'll be trying to attend next year. Book your room early-ish. Carry a backpack. Bring water and food in with you so you don't have to leave. Save money and start now. I did not do that this year. I did that last year. I didn't really consciously do that. I just happened to have a slush fund already. This year, not so much. So that was convenient for me because I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything anyway. Got 2 knives. That's not so bad. I'm hoping it was better than 2 NRA shows I've been to. Oh, dude. Oh, my God, man. Go watch the videos. I swear, watch Stasa's videos or Jared's videos or Shane. I think Shane put up a video. Just watch any of the videos from Blade Show, and you'll see it's such a great environment. People are great. And my God, I mean, could there be another knife in that place? It is just huge and jam-packed with knives and great knife people. I'm not an action junkie, says Shane, but I can tell the armor is next level action. All right. I'm doing this right now. I can't. Jim, can you look up armor, please? I can't do it for myself here because of the issue I'm having with I spilled a bunch of water on my computer and I messed up the whole the keyboard, so I have another keyboard over there. I know. Dark Hitman, advice from me after my first Blade Show: go for the people. Now, for me, the last year, it was about the people, but it was also about the knives. Like last year, I was just shocked and stunned and amazed by how many knives there were, but also I had a whole bunch of people I wanted to meet, people I had interviewed and people that I had met online, and did both. This year, the desire to meet people, Blade Show, hire Sherpas, the desire to meet people and to spend time talking with them outweighed the desire to grope knives, which I did plenty of, believe me. Sinister Knife said, if you go there hunting a specific knife, you're likely to be disappointed. Go for the people and you will be happy. Yeah. And like I was saying, like, why not like next year, I also have to think, like, why not look for stuff that you want to buy throughout the year, but you can probably get a deal on, like an Ultratech Tonto. That sounds boring to get at Blade Show, but then again, why are you going to Blade Show if you're not like trying to get deals? Oh, it looks like we got Brant here. I'd love to see him. Tim Simcoe says, and that's why we don't have drinks near the computer. Yeah, it was total Pepsi syndrome. And it happened. This was quite a, this is months ago now. But it was 5 a.m. and I brought down a big pint of water, and I was just like, I'm going to be good. Instead of like coffee, I'm going to drink water first. That's how they say the French women remain slim, is they drink 2 pints of water before their coffee. I'm like, I'm going to try and be more like a French woman here. And I lift the water up and it just slipped out of, and I'm like, ah. I pick up the computer and I'm shaking it upside down and it's raining. I mean, it's raining. I'm amazed it works at all. Seems Logical said, from the Blade Show content I watched, there was a glaring showcase of swords and kukris. From the Blade Show content I watched, there was a glaring showcase of swords and kukris. I did see swords and kukris, and I saw a giant kukri on one guy's table. Let's see. Dark Hitman said, I was just going more to kill time and see cool stuff. Gives me plenty of opportunity to make horrible YouTube videos. Yeah, exactly. And you'll meet people while you're there. Believe me, it's like thousands of like-minded individuals there. Chunky Cut says, I hear Medford may even rent Blade Show rickshaws next year. Free t-shirt with a rental. Oy vey, man, that guy. Yeah, he offended a lot of people. And I don't, with that t-shirt. And I don't think that this is a very it's not an easily offended crowd. I don't feel like the knife people are necessarily looking to be victims all the time, but he's a provocateur, kind of the way kind of like teenagers are. Kay Mason, good to have you here, Kay. Hello, Bob, Jim, and fellow knife junkies. Well, it's good to see you here, Kay. Ooh, it looks like we have the Armor website up here. Let's see. Oh my God, that's cool. All right, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, get out of here. Is this what we're looking at? This is beautiful, man. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see this stuff at all. I like the look of it. Kay Mason says, I have a question discussion topic regarding knife etiquette. Rule to passing a blade to someone. Okay, I heard if someone hands it to you, open or closed, you hand it back the same way or it's bad luck. Eh. Uh, uh, okay, there's a whole bunch of different things. So my mother-in-law is Bolivian, and for her, she thinks it's bad luck to hand a knife to anyone at all. She says, and will only take it from you if you place it down. And like you're so she wants to make sure you're not going to plunge it into her, I guess. But her whole thing is place it down. And when I was doing a lot of Filipino martial arts, the thing is you hand a knife like this from one person to the next, you hand it down. But at Blade Show, this is funny because at Blade Show, I had a fixed blade knife that someone was showing me, not at a table. He pulled it out of his backpack, and I was holding it. And when I handed it back to him, I held it like this, kind of parallel to the floor, with the edge facing me. And that seemed appropriate because I didn't want to hand it to him like this, because if the handoff didn't work right, then his knife was going into the concrete floor, through the carpet. So I don't know about the it's kind of like, I don't know about the etiquette of open and closing, but I think it stands to reason that if someone hands you something, you give it back to them the way it was handed to you. They hand it to you closed, you open it, look at it. Oh, that's very nice. You close it and you hand it back. He hands it to you open, you take it, you close it. Oh, that's great action. Hand it back. That makes sense. Hack 90 says safety first. Handle first. Hold it till they thank you. Release it as you say you're welcome. I don't know about the handle first, though, Sinister Knife, because you do have to be a little bit cautious that they might like push it back into you. So that's why I like, if you hold it like this, here you go, and the edge is towards you, the gesture is what you're saying with that gesture is, I'm presenting it, I'm giving it to you in such a way that you can hold it, but if there's anyone who's going to get slashed or stabbed, it's me, but it's not so easy to get it in. I don't know. Maybe it depends on if you trust the person you're handing it to. Like if I'm handing it to my brother, I'm pretty sure he's not going to thrust it into me. But you never know. Chris McNair says, I was taught to give someone a blade with the edge up, tipped towards yourself like this. Huh. Yeah. Well, everyone's got their way. I wonder how many Blade Show knives hit. I wonder how many Blade Show knives hit the floor. I know a lot of Bally songs hit the floor because I saw it. These guys walking around with the damn Bally songs, man. I mean, they're good at it. They're great at it, and better that than a hacky sack or or whatever else the kids do. But man alive, I heard a couple of those things drop, and I was glad it wasn't my knife. Hey, Brent, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Oh, good. What's the good word? What's going on?
Well, soon I'm getting the Hinder Auto, so video coming up soon.
I got a chance to check that out. That is sweet. I only
It's
saw
very
one
nice.
injury at Blade Show. Silly Bally Kid stabbed himself in the shoulder. Ah,
Oh man.
man alive. I bet he was, not impressing the person he was trying to impress. Look at that beauty. I need to get my hands on one of those. Never Enough Knives 007 says, I wouldn't give you a knife if I thought you were going to stick it in me. That's a good point. So, Brent, how do you hand a knife to someone? And what do
Well,
you think about
normally,
knife etiquette?
normally when somebody says, "Hey, can I have a knife?" I usually will close it and hand it to them. But if they're like in a hurry, I usually just say, "Here you go. There's with the point this way, the blade off you, not on you. If you do it this way, you're gonna cut yourself anyways. But
Yeah.
it depends. And I usually just close it and I hand it to them.
Okay, so what if it's a fixed blade?
Well, if it's a fixed blade, I put it back in the sheath and they open it.
What if the sheath is on your belt? Do you take it off your belt?
No, well then I'll probably do the same way. Just if I wanted to, I could just literally say, here you go.
I think the safest way to do it is to pull it out and throw it in something close by, like a tree or say a door or something. And then
Yeah.
you want to use my knife? It's over there. Don't come anywhere near me with that damn knife. Shane says it was bad. He went to the hospital. Oof.
Oh
Ooh. I mean, think of
man.
that. Like
Oh man.
yeah. And you're flipping it, and they do that thing where they hit the thing in the hand and it flips around, and like it's whipping around the sun. Oh.
Did you see, Bob, that I got a shout out from Rick Hinder?
Oh, wait. Tell me, remind me.
It was on Matisfaction. Which shout out to Matisfaction. He did that. He went there first before he went to anywhere else. He said, "Do you know Brant?" They're like, "Yeah, we know Brant. We love Brant." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that was awesome."
Brent put my kids through college. That's cool, man. Stooley J says there were actually many injuries at Blade Show, most unreported. I have it on good authority that many wallets were killed. That's funny. It's true. Actually, I was walking around for a short while with Clay from Knife Magazine, and I introduced him to Hogtooth Knives to Matt Chase, and Matt handed him a knife to check out, and Clay immediately cut himself on it. It was hilarious. I mean, not hilarious. It was terrible. But I had a Band-Aid with me, so I was like, why does not everyone here have Band-Aids?
I know.
Chunky Cut says,
Why?
who hasn't dropped a knife in their lap while reverse flicking? Yeah, right.
Oh
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me see that thing. The Project X. Fixed
Well,
blade handoffs
this is the
trickier.
production version. This is the one that everybody can never find.
Oh, okay. So what's the production version called?
It's just the Project X. That's
Oh,
all it
okay.
is.
I wasn't sure if Project
Yeah,
X was the name while in development, and then it would have a different name.
no, it's the same thing.
Fixed blade handoffs are trickier, says seems logic. Can't be closed. And in a sense, I do what Brand did, pointed at me, but with the edge facing upwards. Interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Weston Probe says, I want to be annoyed at the Bally crowd, but the Bally videos always suck me in. I know. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing what these guys can do. Hey, I'm going to show off a couple of new knives. Look at this one. This one is this is the Tucson Ts-336. That's a hollow ground recurve and then an upswept flat ground Tanto style knife. And it's just, I saw this and I was fishing around for a Tucson. I wanted to get another Tucson just to kind of have a cross section of them, a healthy cross section. I have the TS300 that I like so much. Most of their designs don't appeal, but this one, I saw this and this appealed to the Bob 8 years ago, but I still love it. But I like that recurved. It's so aggressive looking. I just had to get it. I don't really have a good recurve Tonto in the collection, and so I figured it was a moral imperative. Very good knife. It's got flipping action. It's got these great big giant thumb studs that you can use like a wave when you pull it out of your pocket, actually, because they sit so proud. You've got micarta made of, what's that stuff called? Sackcloth. You know what I mean? Burlap. And a titanium frame. It's a pretty cool knife. Have you ever handled a
It looks
Tucson?
cool. No, I never held one or even heard of Tucson.
Tucson is a mysterious manufacturer out of, well, they're mysterious to me, and I guess they're becoming less and less mysterious day by day. But they're a Chinese manufacturer that does really, really incredible work on some pretty complex and often bizarre designs. But every once in a while, I'll find a design that really resonates, and I've gotten a couple of them. Sinister says some of those Bally kids had sick pajamas. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
wow.
They're all wandering around in their PJs, like all gothed out. And with my sister, my older sister, when I was in high school, you know, I had like long hair that kind of went like this, and I, like, you know, just like a South Park character. Anyway, she used to call it broken neck syndrome, and you saw a lot of broken neck syndrome at the where the Bally guys are. Chunky Cut, and this is not to diss on their talent. They do some crazy stuff with knives. Chunky Cut says Tucson needs to up their blade steel game. Yeah, 14C28 and is a nice blade steel, but I hear you. It might not be. That is a very good looking knife, says Sinister. I tend to agree, sir. I tend to agree. I love this kind of micro milling they do all over, like on the clip.
That is really cool.
And then this is a neat. I keep saying neat. This is a pretty interesting feature here. If you can see that it's inlaid here, you got that micarta sitting proud, but also inlaid. And here they've hollowed out the titanium on the front side of the lock so that when it's open, it nestles right up next to the micarta. Pretty cool. No weight relief, but doesn't really need it. Feels
kind of like what Sog's doing with their newest blade that's coming out.
Which one?
That big old bulky looking one. It looks like a Line Steel SR1 or something.
Oh, yes. Right. Oh, so they're doing the same thing with the inlay.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's both like inlaid on both sides, and it covers up the liner lock.
Oh, I gotcha. Flock of seagulls.
Stasa put it out there.
That's a fun mental image. Yeah, that was me. And actually, I tried to put a shock of white hair, because my hair was thick and black back in those days, and I tried to put a shock of white in, like the lead singer of the band The Damned, David Vanian was his name, and I thought it was going to look so cool. And then it just kind of like made it look blonde, and people thought I was trying to look like a surfer. I was like, all right, I just totally messed this up. K Mason said, I remember barely hearing of Kubi less than a year ago. They are proving themselves now. Yeah, it's true. So, Kay, this was the one knife I brought with me to Blade Show, the Kubi Flash. And this thing was a great one knife to have for that weekend. Actually, I was inspired by Dirk Werning. I remember watching him, his Instagram feed when he went away somewhere, and I was like, what's he going to bring? But instead of bringing one of his, multi-$1,000 knives, he brought a Kubi, because he's like, I don't want it to lose. I don't need to bring a fancy knife and let TSA take it from me or whatever, or lose it whilst on vacation, or, you lose your bag, you lose your knife. So, these Kubis are awesome and very inexpensive if you lose it. Seems Logical says, Brent, you are missing out. Tucson is the best bang for your budget buys. They use premium steels, love carbon fiber and titanium, and are impressively crafted. Minimal quality issues. Oh, for sure. I agree with Seems Logical. It is the kind of knife, Brent, that you can buy to experience. Be a nice little contrast for you and your collection. You'd get to experience it, and then when you try to resell it, you could pretty much make up your money because they don't make a whole lot of any model, so they're always kind of, in demand, if you will, on the secondary market.
I'm kind of looking at the QB, or what is it called? QPD Penguin or something.
QSP Penguin.
Yeah, they're making a large version, an XL version, and I've been looking at them, and I was like, I wouldn't mind just having one to try out. I don't know.
Seems Logical says Neves Knives is where I hear about most of the new knife companies. I don't know how he finds out about them all. I think they seek him out because he's got an incredible audience and an incredible platform.
Oh yeah,
and he's just great. By the way, I met him and hung out with him and Kara this past weekend when I was with Shane and others. And man, what a great bunch of people, man! What a great bunch of people.
I'm excited to go
them
next
included.
Year.
Very warm people. Yeah, and yeah, he knows what he's talking about. So I think they send him to him, and also I think he spends all day, every day doing this. I'm not sure. I didn't actually ask him, but I'm not sure if he still works at that distiller or not. But I think he's doing this all the time because he's putting out so much content. It's crazy. Let me show you something else from another company you've never heard of. No, I'm just kidding. You may have heard of them, but this one is really beautiful. This is from Petrified Fish. Have you heard of that company?
Oh yeah, I've heard. Yeah, somebody told me to get me. They said you should get one, Brian. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, that one is one I'm kind of liking right there. The Vector is really cool.
Yeah, this thing is beautiful. So I went online to find a beluga. Friend of the show, Hero Sticks, loaned me a beluga with this same denim micarta handle, and that's a great knife. I would love to get that knife. But while I was looking for that knife, excuse me, I saw this and I saw that Bowie blade, and I said, "Oh," I said to myself, "Self, that is the knife for you. That is the Petrified Fish for you." So I bought it and then waited, and it came on the slow boat from China, and yeah, here it is. They make an incredible knife, and the materials here are pretty nice. I mean, it's K110 steel, so it's a budget steel like D2, but the action and the micarta, and it's super sharp, and the finish is really nice. The grind lines and everything on this it's a really nice knife. Great Bowie shape.
That's a really good Bowie shape.
You're a Bowie lover, aren't you?
I love Bowies.
Oh, okay. Seems Logical says, I can confirm Jared quit his day job to focus on his channel 100%. Yeah, he's definitely dedicated dude. Not only is he dedicated, but he's smart. He's really figured out how to the best way to produce these videos and get them out to get the most impressions and all that. It's impressive how he's done it. Kevin Moore. Oh my goodness gracious. Great Blade Show coverage and cool show tonight. Thanks, Bob and Jim. Kevin Moore, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let me ask you, Kevin, I'm going to give you your choice. Do you want to be saluted with a knife or a tomahawk? Let me know. Because we can do that.
How about both?
In the meantime, I just want to say, like I said before, check out Kevin Moore's Instagram. It seems like a lot of fun. What I mean by that, it seems like he has a lot of fun. What about both? I think you're right. I think I will go with both. Well, here first, Kevin, this is for you, sir. I'm going to salute you with this tomahawk, which is now officially 1 year old for me. I've had this for 1 year. Got this last year down there. This is an Elmer Roosh spiked tomahawk, like from the eastern woodlands. Here it is. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. It is greatly appreciated. I wish I had room to swing this thing around and impress you, but I don't want that spike. This is the thing about spike hawks. You got to be very careful, because if you're thinking of winding up, you better be careful how you wind up and where, because this might just end up buried in your shoulder or in the guy behind you's head. So you got to be careful with these kind of tomahawks. But I love this thing. So thank you very much, Kevin. It's greatly appreciated. Let me see here. Okay, so I wanted to show another knife. This one has gotten a lot of great press. And hey, we have Addicted to Knives. Good to see you here, sir. I met him this weekend. It was really good. Actually, I just took your information off the back of your sticker this afternoon, kind of organizing myself. Bobo, I had a great time meeting you at Blade Show and having that great conversation. Likewise, sir. I met up with him and Tyler right outside Blade Show as I was headed back to the hotel and to head back to the airport, and had an awesome conversation with him. He's a cool dude, and I've just in meeting these people, I've been seeing a depth. You know, you only see comments or you see their videos, but when you meet people in real life and you get to talk and you get to see how real people are, and you know the depth of their experiences and how interesting they are, and how their opinions on knives are informed by full lives that have gone, you know, before that. So I think that's pretty cool. Seems Logical says, I have a tomahawk that I want the knife modders to work on. I want to see how they do modding things out of their knife comfort zone. That's a pretty cool idea. I wonder if they go for it. That's a great idea. Kevin Moore says, I'm just telling you that the petrified fish scholar is great and a tomahawk is cool. Okay, so I got to find the petrified fish scholar. I got to see what that's all about. I thought of buying a spike hawk or a hammer hawk when the plane went with plain tomahawk. Less weight, seems more practical, and sometimes less is more. That's true. I do like a hammer, but I like a hammer not with a blade, but with a spike. You know, like a classical warhammer. How do you feel about warhammers, Brant? How do you feel about shaft and haft weapons at all?
Well, I mean, I do like tomahawks, and I do like all those Warhammer styles because they are really cool. They have a lot of history to them
Yeah.
because it's been down generation to like Vikings to the medieval days, all of that.
Yeah. Hag 90 says, I want to meet the knife junkie one day. Hag, I want to meet you too, man. Maybe I'm on the West Coast sometime. I'm with you, says Kevin Moore. Well, maybe I meet you on the West Coast in your neck of the woods. I wouldn't mind going out to Blade Show there. Yeah. So Brent, yeah, I love the idea of you know, hitting guys in the head with, you know, who are wearing armor and stunning them, and then you turn it over and the spike. You know what? The greatest depiction that I can think of seeing a warhammer in use was in some of the battle scenes of Braveheart. He uses a warhammer, it stuns people and spikes them. It's nasty. Okay, check this out. We were looking at the clip points before we were looking at the petrified fish. This is the Bellamy, and this knife is a surprising. Man, I love this thing. This is from Vosteed Knives. Have you heard of Vosteed?
No.
So Vosteed is more of a kitchen knife brand, and I got hip to them. They reached out to me to see if they could send me a kitchen knife for review. They did. We use it all the time. I love it. I did a very positive review of it. He's originally from Richmond, Virginia. Cool, man. That's kind of my neck of the woods here, just south of me. But their kitchen knife was awesome. They loved the review video I did, and I said, well, I hear you make flippers. Can you send me one? They sent me this thing. So this is $130, I believe. This is a carbon fiber handle. Really beautiful carbon fiber. That's M390 blade steel for $130. Really thinly hollow ground. I mean, nice and thin, not quite, Civivi Dogma thin, but pretty damn thin. Seems Logical says, show Brant the Vosteed Nightshade if you've got it. I don't have it. But after I do this review, I'll say, hey, I hear you have something called the Nightshade. And maybe they'll send it to me. I mean, this is a really good knife. It's got awesome action. I mean, it's like totally drop shut action. And it's got a low profile flipper that works great. It's got a fuller that works. Well, not with my left hand, but it's got a fuller that works great for the
I see
flick.
it's almost like a front flipper too. There's a little.
And then it's got a front flipper.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. And when you have 3 different ways of deploying a knife, there's always kind of a tension between the different detent settings, and I feel what suffers on this is the front flip, but they're all doable, and the regular flip and the middle finger flip are the best. Jim, can you put that last comment up, please? The Sinister Knife says, that dude that gets spiked through the helmet and makes this hilarious yuck death whimper makes me laugh inappropriately every time. All right, so we're of similar mind. And when he also hits a guy on the head with the hammer part, and it makes a sound like a buzzing, like almost like a buzzer sound. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Chunky Cut says that Vostede looks Preta-2-ish. It does sort of. Here, oh, funny you should say that. There's a Preta-2, both nice clip points. However, this the Vostede clip goes more than halfway down the spine, whereas this one has a shorter clip. But I think what you're really commenting on is the fuller on that clip point, because in both cases, it just makes opening this thing
that one.
awesome. This one?
Yes, and I met the guy that made them. So that was really cool. And what Blade Ogre is saying, I went there too, and that was fun as always.
Oh, cool. K Maxrum, French dude. What was his name? Renaudin is his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the show. He's a cool dude, man. And he's been making knives that look kind of like this with that middle finger, with that thumb scoop in the middle of the blade. That's kind of his thing. And I love him. I love the knives he designs. What was his name? Jonathan Renaudin. Jonathan. Kevin Moore says, hey, Bob, did you see where Zach is soon to release a wearable war club? Yes, he's keeping it edgy. Yes, I have. And he's got some other things in the works that I'm very much looking forward to. I think I might get a sneak peek of. Ooh. Professor EDC says, Bob, have you seen Dirk Warning's carbon fiber made blade? Yes, with the M390 edge. Can't remember the brand, but it's sweet. I think it's Mazarin.
Yeah.
Very cool. Dan Satermo, good to see you here, sir. Hey, I'm so late, he says. Well, Dan, better late than never, as they say. Dan, have you seen the Vostede Bellamy? This thing is sweet. And I got to say, the handle of it reminds me a little bit of the Begleiter from Kaiser Knives. The Begleiter. Everyone calls it the Begleiter. I call it the Begleiter because that's how the Germans would say it. It's in Germany, the Begleiters are much better. I'm just kidding. We had a lot of German friends growing up, and my brother and I used to joke that that's what they sounded like, and it kind of is. And I'm sure we sounded funny to them too. But okay, got a couple others. I showed you the Fred Perrin neck knife. Okay, so let me show you. This is the and I showed you this too. Okay, well let me show you, Brent, because you weren't here, but I got this.
Oh,
this is from Master.
I know that brand,
Smith.
And I'm best friends with them.
Josh Fisher
and Eric McWright. They are both making those knives.
The 1550.
Yep, they made their. Yep.
I met him and his. Oh, are they from your neck of the woods?
They are from my state. Yes.
Okay. All right. Because this guy was so nice, and his daughter just passed her journeyman Smith test, and she's very young.
Wow.
She's very young. Yeah. She passed her Master Smith test this very blade show. And the funny thing is that the guy who made my my custom Loveless Fighter won his too, or just passed his too, and he's almost 50. So he's the one who told me. He's like, because he saw this knife, he knew immediately. Also, I love this thing, man. I don't know if you've ever held one of these, Brent, but I've
never held, but I've held But if you want, go look up, whenever you get the time, look up Eric McWright's knives. He makes some pretty good looking Damascus blades.
Mm-hmm.
And he forges them all
Yep.
by hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So this Mastersmith Josh Fisher does these. This is in 52-100, and then he does much more elaborate builds for untold whatever Mastersmiths charge, but he does have these. And then have you seen the smaller EDC like recurve Tontos this guy makes?
I think so.
They're really cool too. I mean, I was just so impressed with his work, and just he was such a nice guy, and a lot of the knife makers there, he had his family with him, and I love that. I love seeing the kids sitting there, sometimes bored, to tears, but other times just part of the action. Dan says Bellamy is nice, but really wanted the nightshade, but missed out. Yeah, that nightshade is cool. It also looks a bit barong like, and kind of Filipino in that blade angle to the handle. Haptic EDC says, I just got the books for the just got on the books for the Odin Custom. Really stoked.
Ooh.
Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. What's the weight on that? That's always something that's an issue. Because the reason I say that is because tastes can change over time, and if it takes too long, man, I always worry, like, what if I don't want it by the time it's ready? I have a full carbon fiber knife, no metal, says Beyond the Beard. So, Mr. Beyond the Beard, is that a covert blade for like self-defense in non-permissive environments? Oh, Yvonne's good to see you here, sir. Knife Addict Life. Howdy, Bob, Brant, the tribe. Good to see you here. Right there for you, sir. That's my fist bump to you. Hag90 says, I've been carrying a Tucson fix blade. It's fruit season, and using a folder is messy. Major advantage for fixed blades. Hag, that's funny you should say that. I have, do I have it out here? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I do right here. Okay, so this was the hinderer I carried the other day while I made ribs last weekend for my family. Hey, what's up, Grateful Panic? I met him too, man. Very nice, very nice to meet you.
John is the most nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Yep, we met twice, but the one I'm remembering was over near the far wall. John, it was a pleasure meeting you. At long last, Chunky Cut. Good night, all. Good night, Chunky Cut. Thanks for joining us, sir. It's greatly appreciated.
Oh,
what's up,
looky.
Bob? Hey, Lindy and Richie. Hey,
what's
look
up,
at this.
Lindy?
Oh yeah, that's their handiwork right there.
Oh wow, they do the best work ever. I'm gonna shout them out because I want to send something in to get done. I don't know. I'm scared too sometimes.
I cannot disagree. Well, I don't know why you're scared. Maybe to put it in a box and send it, but I mean, not only did they give me the high voltage green I was so lusting after, but they also did the beautiful acid stonewash and then gave me a wicked edge. I don't know if it was actually on a wicked edge or what, but they sharpened the hell out of this thing, and then gave me the back spacer and the clip with they have a name for it because it's their own pattern, but to me it looks like what you see when you look through the Hubble telescope. It's like gazing into the depths of the universe when you look at their work. Literally.
Oh yeah.
John's Grateful Panic says, it was great to meet you too, Bob. Such a warm environment that place is, man. Anyway, so before I brought this out, we were talking about fruit knives and how food, it's messy and such. Well, this used to be all this really nice maroon color, but it got real dark up here because I was making ribs last weekend and I had to cut them, and this is all I had on me, and I wasn't gonna run back to the kitchen, and I started cutting, and now I know there's pork fat up in the pivot and everything. Who knows? Maybe that's gonna give it better lubrication. I don't know, but
probably so.
But yeah. little pork grease in there, and it seemed to permanently color the micarta in the one case where I actually don't want it to. Byron says, "Gotta go. Thanks to the Knife Junkie and the Horde. Share Bob and Jim." Junkies, slap that like button. Good night. Hey Byron, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for joining as always. Stacy
What's
Bolstered
up,
Blades,
Stacy?
how's it going? Hey there, y'all. Oh, I follow you on Instagram. Good to have you here, Stacy. Good to see you. So yeah, this is the YouTube has changed Blade show forever. You
It
know what? I
has.
think you're right because, well, what were you gonna say, Brent?
I was saying it has. It literally has. Like when there's a Blade show and you're YouTubers, you come together. Everybody does.
There were a lot of YouTubers there. It was really
I
cool.
bet.
It was really nice and nice to meet these people. And I couldn't carry that pork grease knife. It would make me hungry. Yeah, no kidding, man. The pork grease knife. That's how it will forever be known.
Like I'll say this, Bob. I
So
met
good.
at the Texas Blade Show. I met Screaming Pirate EDC.
Oh
I
yeah.
met him. He is a awesome dude.
I
And then
saw
who
him
else?
and there were a couple of others. I saw him and I saw and I was like, oh well, he's talking to someone. And I wasn't gonna do hi, you know. And I meant to catch up with him and I didn't. And there were a couple of other people like that, but on the whole, I got to see and meet a lot of people. It was exciting.
And I got to meet Jim Skeleton, which that was really
Oh, you
cool.
did? Oh, I'd like to meet Jim. I'm not sure if he was at this Blade show or not, but
Let me tell you, prepare your ears for some good kind of cussing for him because he's good. Shout out to you, Jim Skeleton.
he's got a bawdy sense of humor.
He does, and I like it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, Jim, bring up the Wii and Civivi, if you would. I just want to show off what
Ooh.
Wii and Civivi has coming. This is kind of their Blade show, some of the stuff they had at Blade show. Excuse me. So I did go by this Wii Civivi table a couple of times.
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that? I think that is pretty sweet. It's a front flipper. I do like the looks of this sucker. And then there are if you scroll down, Jim, there are a number of collaboration knives here. They're kind of hard to see. So this one is a Tough Knives Civivi.
Oh yeah, I heard about
So
this.
I love his stuff. Jeff Blauvelt, Tough Knives. I love his
Yeah.
designs. So that it's cool to see his stuff. This is Kayla Cummings' knife. That's a nice looking knife right
Oh,
there. She's always done the
she's
nice
always
Warncliffe.
nice.
Yeah, she's always done that kind of Warncliffe shape. So that looks like a pretty cool one. This one here is cool. This is one of 3 O-Stop Hell designs, and this is just a bigger version of his Kiradashi. And that looks cool. And then this, you can tell this is an O-Stop Hell because it looks a lot like the what do you call it? The what was that? What was it? That front flipper. We all know what I'm talking about, people. Help me out here.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, the Metamorph. Metamorph.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then here's the Baloo. I think this is an in-house design. But a nice looking one. I think they have a lot of cool stuff. This thing is pretty interesting.
That
It's
is
both
really cool.
it's a push knife and a regular knife.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like another step from the morphing karambit, you know? So some cool stuff coming out from Civivi. They had a guy demonstrating that fixed blade that they have that sort of it's got 4 edges on it and it's got a ring like a karambit and the blade unlocks and tilts a little. Do you know what I'm talking about, Brent?
I think so. I
There was
think
a guy there, the guy who designed it, Tony something, and he was a really nice dude, also
yeah.
incredibly, frightening dude in a fight, no doubt. But he was showing off with the use of this ballistics dummy how how effective the cutting surfaces of this was, and it was
Oh, you're
pretty
probably
cool to
talking about
see.
those push daggers that he made. He has there's something I don't know.
They look like it looks like a karambit with a crazy blade on it. Buddha Flash, good to see you here. Hi, Bob. I missed the Fred Perrin if you showed it. Looking forward to the Spyderco Subway Bowie designed by him. Here, I'll show the Fred Perrin. Yeah, that Subway Bowie is tiny. Here,
That is very tiny.
well, this one here is a neck knife, but the Subway, the new Subway knife that he licensed for Spyderco is smaller than this. And this
Wow.
is a pretty small knife. This is what is it? 2.5 inches blade,
Well,
fully flat ground, super incredibly thin.
Did you see the new compression lug militaries coming out?
I did. I was talking about that. Like I've, finally they mustered up the technology to be able to move the clip around. But they also, wait, what was that last one, Jim? Sorry. Skelton is super nice, says Sinister Knight.
He is.
But they also made the choil a little more PM2-ish instead of having it round.
Oh, yeah, they did. Nice.
And yeah, it'll be cool. Jose Abdul Favela, good to see you here, sir. We Roxy 3 knife, so nice. Stay sharp. You too, sir. Yeah, I do like the Roxys, and the Roxy series designed by knife lovers Todd and Seth, or Terrell and Seth Todd. Terrell Todd used to be Zelric 42. Knife Nut 69, good to see you. Wow, seems like every knife channel I like, and then join a live. There's all people from the other channels I watch and the same people. Maybe I do have good taste. Finally in good company, or I'm sorry, definitely in good company. Well, thank you, Knife Nuts. I know you're not talking about me. You're talking about the people who come here, but I'll take it. Sinister says, welcome to the support group. Yeah, no doubt, man. Seems logical. Wasn't Baloo the name of the bear from the Jungle Book? Yeah. I think it was.
Yep,
yeah.
It was.
Forget about your worries and your strife. Yup, says Professor EDC. Yeah, this thing is sweet. This thing is really nice. Haven't used it, except to open up frozen French fries last night. Did a great job. You don't need to get a Fred Perrin to do that, but just in case, it did a good job. Do you guys know Matthew Culbertson? Maybe not. He's been doing videos for a long time, and mostly Cold Steel videos. And he did this thing. He did a video recently that it was unintentional comedy, and I like his channel. But this was funny because he was showing off like how this little double-edged last ditch weapon that Cold Steel makes is really good to actually make frozen pizza. So he like shows how he makes frozen pizza, and I'm like, this is such a bachelor thing to do right here. I use my knives to it was just the funniest thing, man.
He's pretty funny.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I follow him for a long time.
He's been around a long time. Yeah. So what's new in your collection, Brant? We're going to wrap it up here shortly, but before we do, I want to find out what you got new. Show me some sweet Hinderers action.
Let's see here. In my wall of Hinderers.
Oh, jeez.
A big old wall of Hinderers. Let's see. Oh, I got the USA Made Blade exclusive.
Ooh, nice.
Harpoon Spanto.
Nice. Wait, is that the half track or the full track?
Half track.
Okay.
And then I think that's about all. Yeah, that's about all.
I'd love to check out how many of the Project X's do you have?
I only have 2.
Only have 2. Love
only it. 2 because I have the product
the proto and the production,
and then just the production. Which
so are those available or what?
No, you can never find
up,
on
Josh?
the secondary. On the secondary, you go for like I don't know, a couple $600. More than that probably.
I want Daddy like. I want. Hey, you know what? It's Father's Day coming up soon. Maybe I'll ask. Yeah, right. Welcome to Brand's Hinderer Emporium. Feel free to browse, but don't touch. You can look, but you cannot touch. Dude.
You touch, you get cut.
I do admire that collection. So I am pretty psyched. I was showing this earlier. I have to do
Demco.
Yeah, this is the 3V and titanium exclusive from Knife Center. Now this is a friend bought this and drop shipped it to me. I'm gonna do a video and keep it from getting any snail trails because it's blasted titanium, which I love, and then send that out to him. So a very, very nice little knife. So alrighty, sir. I think we are gonna wrap this this evening up. Guys, let me know what's new. Let me know what you're carrying. Please drop your pocket check in the comments below, and also let us know what Brant should get next time. Very nice.
Gen 4.
Gen 4.
Yeah, this is the old school Gens 4s.
Oh, that's an 18. Got you. Yeah, this is a Gen 4 too, right here. But I still get good flipping action out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't need no stinking tri-way. What am I? Some sort of a spoiled brat? I don't need that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have one and one. I have an old one and then a new one. But so any idea how to get pork fat out of my card? Sleep well, Sinister. Have a great one, man.
Dawn soap would probably take it out.
Dawn soap. That'll take care of just about anything, right?
Pretty much.
Dawn soap and duct tape, baby. All right, Brant. It's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming in and joining in. And yeah, man, I can't wait to meet you at Blade Show, Texas. I'm gonna make that happen.
I'm going, and when I do, you're gonna get a big bear hug.
right back at you, sir. I'll be practicing. All righty, man. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, thanks. And thank you one and all for watching and commenting and coming and joining me. It's the highlight of my week. I love Thursday Night Knives, and I love Thursdays for this reason and much, much more. So be sure to join us again this weekend. We're going to have Mike Emler, Crazy Sharp, right? We have Mike Emler on Sunday this weekend, and we had an awesome conversation. I love Mark. I love Mark. I love Mike. It's funny. It took me a while because at first I didn't like him because he hated Emerson's and was very opinionated about it. And then I came to really grow to like him. So actually I had him on this show this time because I had some opinion questions I wanted to hear from him from. So great show. JN, thanks, Bob and Jim. Later, y'all. Well, JN, have a great night. And then also be sure to join us for next Wednesday. Chris says, "Oh, I'm going to Blade Show, Texas now." Night, everybody. Good night, Blade Over. Chris, have a great one. Seems logical. Have a good night, man. Thanks for joining us. Professor EDC, as always, a great pleasure. Best of luck to you too, sir. I want to tell Mike Emler a joke, but I need to tell it now. Oh, not write it. I got you. Well, maybe we can have him on this show and you can come on and tell him in person. Bob MTB, peace out. Peace out, Bob. You too, sir. John, great to have you here. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Love, peace, and pork grease. That's right, sir. Weston Probst, great show. Thank you, Weston. Cool name. Jose Abdul Favela, great to have you here. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. You too, sir. Stay safe and stay sharp. Will be. Mike's a great guy. All right, well, thanks for the comment and thanks for joining us. All right, for Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying until next time, don't take dull for an answer.